And here we go. Ha! This camera. Day One Journey, episode 878. 878. Today I want to share with you again an answer to my close friend's question. What is the number one skill most important to teach our children, to teach the young generation? Well, I'm not sure that I was able to actually answer this question 10 years ago, because I would think about a lot of skills, maybe communication skills, maybe patience or confidence, but again, I'm not sure that they are even skills, but that's for another episode. I think my number one. And by the way, it's not necessarily for young people. It's so important. I think it's best when we start it early. Yeah, it's not necessarily for young people. But the number one skill, and you might argue with me that it's not really a skill, but I think it's something that you can teach. So you can call it a skill. You can call it whatever you want. For me, number one, the most important is self-awareness. And yes, I emphasize the self. I think it starts with the self and then it spreads out. But first of all, I think it's the most helpful tool or thing or skill, whatever you want to call it. The most important thing for us, for any human being, also for the young generation, of course, to understand what we do and eventually understand who we are. But it goes together. For me, as the saying goes, we are what we repeatedly do. This is a part of one of my favorite quotes of Aristotle. We are what we repeatedly do. Therefore, excellence is not an act, but a habit. So what we do consistently, at least in my opinion, determines who we are. So self-awareness for me is understanding what we do and who we become by doing it. So how can it be taught to children? I think it's just constant, strategic, not every single second, but constant feedback, helping our children to understand what they actually do. Let's say they acted out of emotion. They were angry and they said some things that they didn't really want to say, but they said them, and then they hurt their sibling. For me, it's important not necessarily to teach them not to be rude, to teach them that, first of all, to help them become aware that they were rude, that they said these things, not because they wanted to say these things, because they felt something and they let this feeling, this emotion twist their mind. I want them to understand that. I want them to reflect back and understand what happened. And after that, it doesn't end with the self-awareness, it expands. I want to explain to them how it can influence others. So it's also awareness. Because it's not necessarily not being rude. So I wouldn't put, for example, being nice or manners as the first skill. Totally not. But awareness. I want my child to be aware what happens when they are rude. What can happen when they are misbehaving and doing specific things. First, I want them to be even aware that they are doing it. Then I want them to develop broader awareness of what can actually happen. What are the consequences? For example, let's say they start doing a habit. I'm doing something, then they start repeating it every day. Let's say it's not that good. Maybe they are, I don't know, they are stealing from the fridge some candies or something like that. So we might think, yeah, it's cute, it's that, I don't know, like it's momentary. For me, the thing that I want to teach my children is whatever we do, we practice. So first of all, I want to show them they actually did it, and I want them to understand that, okay, on one side might be a game, but on the other side, they broke the rules. What does it mean? Other people, the one that set the rules, the parents, can see that as something which is disrespectful. It can hurt other people. I want them to understand that. I want them to understand that for them it's a joke. Okay, but for other people it's not necessarily a joke. The fact that you made a joke doesn't mean that the other person understands that this is a joke. Maybe understand that you think it's a joke, but they don't agree this is a joke, and they are offended. These are the key things I want to teach my children. The most important things. Help them become aware of what they do. Because they can say, I only said these words, I didn't really mean them. No, this is what you did literally. But this is what you actually did. You didn't respect the person in front of you, for example. Yeah? And this can cause A, B, and this is what I want to teach them, this awareness. It can be in any area of of life. It can be also with safety, and sort of teach them what the world, teach them to observe, to learn from their own eyes, to understand what they do. And I think it is a skill. It is a skill. It's being able to look back and reflect on what happened, understand that on a deeper level, sometimes ask questions, because if you are in conversation with someone and you did something and you feel something wasn't good, it's also awareness. You feel something, wait, did I do something? Well, I want them to ask. To gain this awareness, which is both self-awareness, what they did, and also overall awareness, what they did and how it can influence other people, and overall consequences of what they do. So I guess this is my answer to the question. Maybe we'll talk about it a little bit more tomorrow. I don't know. Comment below, ask me some more questions, and we'll see what's the conversation tomorrow. Either way, have a good day. Day one. See you tomorrow.